fit now. You gotta work tonight.
Let's do it.
You ready? Yeah. Hey, it's your boy GA, man. And look, we're boxed in here at the first podcast launching. Got my girl Honey gonna set it off for us.
How y'all doing? My name is Miss Honey Simone. I'm a soul singer, songwriter, and I'm gonna sing some originals for y'all. Okay?
Yeah.
Y'all with me?
Yeah.
I'm not your lady, not your best friend. You just a nigga who keep testing me. See where I'm from, we Smith and Wesson. You wanted smoke, so baby, wait and see. Usually play it cool, but you wanna see what I do to you. Showing you all my cards, ain't nothing you wanna start. I hardly go hard, but you're trying me. 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 Trying me. Wanna play the part, want it, the queen of hearts. You pull them, then the sky better know what you start, cause you try me. Try me, try. Got bodies popping when I say when. There ain't no stopping for a real small fee. And ain't a nigga worth the stressing. Play with your dick, but please don't play with me. Usually play it cool, but you wanna see what I do to you. Cold-blooded ain't got no heart. I've been that way from the start. This shit could go far, cause you try me. You try me. Yeah, you try me. You try me. You try me, try me. Wanna play the part, want it, the queen of hearts. You pull them, then the sky better know what you start, cause you try me. Motherfucker, you try me. Try me, cause you try me. That's Cleo. That's out now. Put it out on my first EP, Blueberry Diamonds. Thank you. This next song is called Pop. It's on the streaming platforms. It's called Am I in the Way? But the track is called Pop, so that's where I got the inspiration from when I was writing. All right, who's one? I got one. Yeah. Do. Thank you. Food to eat a cookie cause of flavor. Sugar rush come later. Sweet tooth on the table. I just wanna know that I'm your favorite. Respond a little later. Just face it. Am I in the way? That's what I'm asking you. Tell me it's okay, I'll push off gladly too. I don't wanna say the feelings mutual. It's another way the hop go boom. I just took the words right off your tongue. Now you're going numb. Beat it like a drum. Let's go ape shit. Put that big banana in the mix. Treats instead of tricks. Breaking then you fix. Love is basic. Tension in my face and I'm frustrated. Say what I expect and I'm not playing. I just put this money on this cake. Like flaking and breaking. Furious, I'm shaking. Am I in the way? That's what I'm asking you. Tell me it's okay, I'll push off gladly too. I don't wanna say the feelings mutual. It's another way the pop go boom. 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 Oh, the pop go boom. The pop go boom. The pop go. Yeah. Cause if you're not really here, ooh, then I fell from the top of it. Ooh, that it's all just a bunch of matter. Cause if you're not really here, no, then I don't wanna be either. I wanna be next to you. Oh, black and gold, black and gold, black and gold, black and gold, oh, black and gold, oh, black and gold, oh, black and gold, black and gold. That's pop. Or am I in the way?
That's what's up, man. I like that. Yeah. It's your boy GA, man. Listen, we boxed in and we having this podcast here. I'm live, man. I got a client. You already know I'm still working. I put this team together right here, man, just bringing different perspectives about what the community needs, what the community, some of the expectations of exploring different solutions. My man gave me that one. And just giving some of our own personal experiences about what we think. Most of the people on the panel I personally picked I've seen what they do every day in their daily process of being a part of any community that they go to. They use their talents to be able to influence people in a good way from the people I picked in this panel. So let's do an introduction. We'll go around the room and everybody say what they do, what they claim to fame is. Yeah, no doubt. My brother put that out there. So we're gonna go around the room. I'm starting with my main man, Cello.
Oh wow, okay.
Grab that mic for me too.
Oh yes, here we go. What's up, people? How you doing? Glad to be here in Boxed In. My name is Okori Okecello Johnson. I am a cellist, looper, an improviser, a storyteller, and a composer. Been knowing my boy GA probably since like 2017. He's been getting me right for all the shows. Whenever I need to get a little haircut, GA comes and gets me right, and we have amazing conversations. So based on those conversations, I was definitely open to be here tonight to see who else he has amazing conversations with. So that's it. Cool.
Hi, my name is Omar Howard. I am a just community activist, youth activist, youth advocate. I have a nonprofit called Freedom is a Choice Inc. mentoring group. It's geared toward encouraging youth to choose freedom over incarceration. I'm also a motivated speaker. I travel all over speaking in prisons. I'm mainly targeted toward reentry programs. Everybody knows me. GA been knowing me for maybe 20 years now. And I'm also a returning citizen. Did 15 years in prison. Lived that life, lived that street life, and I dedicated my life to try to be a sentence or a trying to use the right terminology so we all understand. I want to interrupt some of the negative things that our young people are doing, so we can try to get them back on the right path. And I work back in the prison system. I'm also a pardon recipient. They also, Georgia gave me a pardon for a lot of things I've been doing. So I'm grateful to be a pardon recipient. And I was charged with murder and armed robbery. So I know if I can do it, other people who's coming out of the prison system can do it. But my main goal is to make sure our young people find value in their life and find purpose in their life, and stop some of this senseless violence and some of the other things that's going on.
All right.
We go back. Me and Obama, we go back. We got a good history. The brother put me on with going out to speak to kids. He actually was one of the first people that put me on what things need to be done in the community. When I first met him, when he was in the halfway house. That's the street in the halfway house, but they get transitional center. Transitional center. So me and Omar, but he was there already, and then I came in, and then the brother was already performing at the spot, and so then I guess he seen something in me. He invited me out. Yeah, they did the commissioner of the Department of Corrections was there. Man, there was a lot of big wigs there, but the brother, he led the way with us. A lot of the brothers that was in the behind the wall with us, the brother, he gave us a lot of good insight. But to me, he he showed me what the community life was about for real. Because he was definitely about being in the community and making a change in the community for real. We're going to continue on with the introductions here. Just want to get that out, man.
Okay, no, that's beautiful.
We got a lot of history.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So, hey, good evening. I am Miss Erica Gamble, CEO of Global Vibes Music Group, which is my first label that I incorporated last year. I'm a singer, songwriter, producer, and been doing music for quite some time. And I met Mr. Allen, also known as GA. He actually booked my band for their first annual barber off back in April. From there, he booked me solo to do their all-white gala, and here we are now doing the Boxed In podcast. So this is truly network to your net worth. And when they say it takes a village to truly get to where you want to be, you have to be in a circle of people that are also like-minded, so then that way that catapults you to continue to go further. So I am blessed to be here with all of you, and I'm happy to be in this area. So thank you. Okay.
Hi, good evening. My name is Casita McLeod. I'm an educator. I have a tutoring company, Teachers on the Move. I've been teaching for over 20-some years. I feel like I've been teaching since I was a kid. But that's just a little bit about me.
Hey, look, so I got a relationship with all these people, man. Me and this guy. So this sister, she told y'all about, man, listen, so I'm over one of my buddy's house. We looking for entertainment. And she comes in the door, and they just talking. Oh, you sing? Yeah, so the sister, man, it was great. So I met her that way. So everybody in here is unique to me in every way that I met. And the young lady that sang, honey, we was just out eating. We was just out eating. And we met the sister. And yeah, so everybody, I got a story for everybody. My boy, right? My person. But I got a story for everybody how I met her. So yeah, Erica, that came about. She did both our events. It was all good. So yeah. The sister here, I'm in East Atlanta Village, just chilling. You bump into each other. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, just bump into the sister. Connected off of that. She like FaceTime. I had a name FaceTime on my phone. Yeah. FaceTime. They always FaceTime, man. She FaceTime with crazy moments too. But now the sisters, you know what I'm saying? The sisters, man, tripped me out. We just bumped into each other. Energy was good. Started talking. I mentioned the podcast, lit up like firecrackers. Sister got some travel on. I said, you know what? Come on aboard. Just want to get that out. I got one for you too, Joe. Let you finish.
Yo, what's up? Salute, GA. Hey, what's happening, family? It's your brother Julian, the General.
Yes,
and Groove Master checking in live. Hey, I'm glad to be here in the number amongst friends that have friends. I locked in with GA on the boxing tip. Seen what he got going on. You see what I got going, and I'm glad to present, you know, what I have to share as my piece to the puzzle. So that, yeah, man, put them guns down, man. It don't make no sense, man. It's 2023. They got robots and artificial intelligence. What you doing with a gun, man? Huh? But that's just my piece. I look forward to working with everybody. Yeah.
Hey, look, man, my man General, man, I got a story from my man General. So I know General through my brother that we do business in here with, Rockman Ali. Shout out to you, Ali. I know you watching, bro. But I didn't meet General. I seen General. Because when he come in, well, he's straight to the business. Yeah, he ain't got two words. Straight to the business, right? So the first time I said, man, what's wrong with this dude? You know what I'm saying? But he's straight to the business. And one time you left your Ali sweater. I put the Ali sweater up, you came back, and I said, he for real with it. Yeah, he for real with it. He was like, man, I left my Ali sweater. And I was like, yeah, that brother, that for real. Ever since then, I ain't had nothing but respect for the brother. Yeah, but yeah, that's my story with the General, man. And he always got something good going on. Always got something positive to say. So yeah, this is a unique family right here. Yeah, I like that. So it's on you, the last one. Okay, one more. Got one for this one too.
Oh, my name's Miss Honey Simone.
Okay, honey.
Are you want me to reintroduce myself?
Yeah, go ahead, honey.
Okay. My name's Miss Honey Simone. I'm a soul singer, songwriter, author, and I crochet. I met this gentleman at the restaurant that I was working at as assistant manager, Wiley and Rum. And we just parlayed and connected, and now I'm here singing for y'all. So I appreciate y'all receiving me and you inviting me, Alan.
For sure.
My name is Veronica, and I met Greg. I know him as Greg, but everybody says GA, so I like that, GA. He cut my son's hair for the first time, so that was monumental because my son's hair was so long. I'm a realtor, so that's how we started talking, because I passed him my card because I see their vision here, and I feel like they could build something great for the community. And after that, we just started talking about what we want to do to the community, because I live in the Tri-Cities area around here, and I'm the president of my PTA on purpose because I want to help the educational system, and I realize you get a voice nationally through that. I'm a Toastmaster, and soon to be join the women's club because I want to do something great. I'm not from here, I'm from California. However, you too? My California sister. But however, I see the similarities and the differences in both states, and I just want to help in any way I can, and that's what we build on.
Yeah, so the sister, man, so the sister come in with the two little boys, and they got some, well, they got this thing way back here, right? Long hair, right? Two little boys, and I'm like, you gonna cut their hair? She's like, yeah, I'm tired of everybody mixing them up. I need to cut it. I cut their hair, and then the sister she just started rapping with me, about she do the real estate or whatever. Now you should put your spiel on when you're in the professional arena. You all gonna always network your business, but then she networked the business kind of a little different. She had like a personal concern. Seemed like, man, like I like what y'all got going on. And most people come in here with that because I mean it kind of got that vibe where, you know what I'm saying, you feel like, you know, be a part of something might be going on in here. So yeah, and we thank God that he was able to build it the way we built it, so people had the kind of response that they get from it. But yeah, the sister was like, you know, she kind of see what we had going on. And, man, we started talking, man. I told her, man, come on, you got to come on with me to the podcast, man. We got to do it, yeah.
Oh, but you're looking at the front.
Oh,
He's leaving a key story. This is divine though, for real. So I passed him my card. I leave. He told me he's gonna contact me to help him find a building, right? So then I'm part of this. I have a partnership with this referral company. So I get a call one day on my referral company, like there's a lead. So I take it and I'm talking with him. He's kind of rude. I'm not gonna lie to you on the phone. And I was like, you kind of sound like this guy I just talked to that cut my son's hair. I was like, what's your name? He was like, Greg. And I was like, I said, do you work down over there, like on Metro? He was like, yeah. So he tried to get another realtor besides me, but God didn't allow that.
I didn't do that on purpose. I just called the site. Man. Just called the site, man. Hey, but I'm telling you, she right there. Truly divine though, because she came up. When I connected with the people on the site, and they connected me with a realtor, she came up, man. Yeah, that's dope. Yeah. So that's what we're about. BOXED is about, man, we trying to use our community talents, what we do in the community, like not the community where you live, because I was telling people that. We're not talking location. We talking about the community of professionalism, what we do. There's a barber community. There's a real estate community. There's a music community. That community, the brother. So with all these communities together, we figure we, like the brother say, can explore a solution to some of this foolishness, or some of the stuff that we don't agree with, or some of the things that we just want to see change for better, you know, in all those aspects. So we try to make this podcast about that. I know there's a lot of podcasts out there, and they all got their platform on what they own. I'm trying to be a little different than this one. This one I'm trying to be just a little bit different, only because I really want to see a change in community life. Me personally, I come from that type of environment where kids got a chance to play in parks. You know what I'm saying? Parents got a chance to see their kids grow up. You know, parents work so much and can't really get involved. It's just, you know, it's hard. You know what I'm saying? You got the broken home syndrome going on, and so it's a lot, and it's a lot of challenge. And I'm up for the challenge, so I got these people. And everybody might not come every week. I just try to put a pound together so we keep ideas flowing. But this network of just talking can always carry it on. So that was the whole idea with trying to get this podcast to do what it do. Tonight, I guess we're gonna kind of freestyle tonight. I just really wanted to introduce BOXED and some of the panelists on the BOXED so we can get a start. If you want to take off right now, Corey, we can get something started. Shell, we can get something started on here.
You threw it right to me, right?
Threw it right to you. You already know, man. I'm side on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel one way to kind of get started talking about that is that I do feel that Atlanta is an amazingly special place. with a lot of really unique people coming from all across the globe in a lot of ways, with talents and resources and passion and dreams. And I feel like there are some solutions that we can discover, we can explore here in Atlanta that could certainly play throughout the rest of this country. And so I feel like it might be interesting just to kind of start with, how has Atlanta provided you the opportunity to do what it is you do for yourself, for your family, for your community? And why do you stay here? And why is this the place to make it happen? So I could go first, but I've been talking a while, so I'm going to pass the mic off and see who else wants to jump in on that one.
Being from California, the cost of living was one of the main things that had attracted me here. Being able to purchase a home at 26 was not something you could imagine in California. The prices are so high. And the Southern hospitality, just everybody takes you in, especially if you have a great business idea. A lot of people want to be entrepreneurs here. They want to do something, even, you know, I don't know, just everybody wants to do something. So I feel like it's a lot of opportunity to connect. And because it's still a growing state in the sense of it's not as vast as California or New York, there's so much opportunity and so many things you could bring from those other states here that you could flourish. So that's one thing I feel Georgia has brought to me.
Now I was going to piggyback off of you because, so I'm from Chi-Cali, Texas, off the rip, okay? Grew up in 4 different states, and this is my 3rd time actually living in Georgia. So the first time I was here, my parents actually brought me here blindsided, straight out of college. Only did 1 semester. I was living in Oakland, went to Laney, so I don't know what part of Cali you from, but okay, so Cal, how you doing? But long story short, my parents said, hey, look, we're going to send you to Atlanta for your winter break, 2 weeks, and we're going to fly you back. Here it is, 18 years old. I got on a one-way ticket to Atlanta, didn't know anything about the city. And when my mom, when I called her 2 weeks later and said, hey, can I come back home? She's like, well, no, you're going to have to make it or break it, and we'll see you in a couple of months. So here it is, 18. The next month turned 19, got a job, and I didn't have a vision. But I knew that, okay, I love music. What was I doing in California? I was going to school. And I'm not going to lie, Atlanta literally swallowed me whole, chewed me up, and then spit me right back out. So then I left and then came back with the same vision. It didn't work. Came back. And the reason why I kept coming back was more so because my family was here. And then I looked at the demographics. Like you state, California is extremely expensive. I think if, you know, at 18, when my parents sent me here, and I'm not having a job, $150 to my name, because everything was going so bad in Cali. I don't know if you remember maybe in 07 with the recession. It was crazy. So coming here at 18 and knowing that, okay, I got to boss up, get a job, get an apartment, do all of this, you know. So I could say that Atlanta groomed me to being a business owner and also having that knockdown, drag out hustle to go out there and get it, you know. And now that I've reinvented myself, came back into the music realm and was like, you know what, let me start finding like-minded people, and here is where we are, you know. So I mean, anybody that's coming to Atlanta, yeah, you can make it or break it anywhere, but if you're going to come here, stay focused, because Atlanta will get you. That's real, you know.
Yeah, it will get you. Born and raised.
Me too.
Real Grady, baby.
Ain't no jokes.
You know, so I don't know if Atlanta got me or not. You know what I'm saying? They might have got me and I ain't know it.
It bring the beast out you.
Being that I'm from here, but I'm gonna tell you something. Growing up as a kid in Atlanta, I didn't think my city was a New York or a California or Miami. I never thought that. You know, we always looked at those places like, hey man, get out there, boy. You know what I'm saying? You can do it, right? So after high school, and then the Olympics came.
96.
Right. Now I'm trying to still figure out who I am at that time. I got a little married family going on or whatever, but living in Atlanta, didn't know how big things. You know, moving. You meet folks that ain't from here all the time. But as a kid, I never really put that in perspective. But got older and was like, boy, Atlanta suck you up like a vacuum cleaner if you ain't paying attention. Hello. If you ain't paying, or what I've seen is that you get caught up in something.
It's a Phoenix City.
You know, you get caught up something, and then sometimes you get caught up in the wrong something. Too.
Yeah.
So I seen that in Atlanta, but you can come to Atlanta and really be whatever you want to be too, though. Yeah, that's one thing I know about this city that fake it till you make it. I don't know if we started that, but I'm saying some folks fake it till they make it, man, and then they be on top. So yeah, I got Atlanta, man. The culture of Atlanta is, I think, you can come here, you can get an education.
Yeah.
Right, you can get an education. You can definitely see like-minded people the same color of people. I don't want to put it in that perspective, but you get a bad. I've been places where there don't be that many of them, and I'll be like, wow, because where I'm from, it'd be always us. Right. So when y'all got outside, when I see them, yeah, man, I gotta go back home. Yeah, down now. Yeah, we go back down now. So yeah, Atlanta for me has been man, I love my city.
As a history teacher, I say like GA mentioned, the schools having 5 black colleges, having Georgia Tech is what really created the labor force that was able to make Atlanta what Atlanta is today, and be able to attract people from the city, and just that the creativity, and plus having that airport here when bringing a lot of people from around the world. Just kind of, hey, when you like Bobby Cox with old braids, all you need is a bunch of talented folks on the team, and you win the championship. Right. You know, so for that, the artistic, the entrepreneurship, that's and I'm from the east side of the city, Calla Road, West Road. So yeah, oh yeah, east side all day. Yeah. So that's beautiful part too. Like as an outcast and AT-Alien fan, as a native, I love being able to, number one, honor the what was created here, that allow others to be able to come, and then also be able to create something new, like you mentioned about the Phoenix. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and I think it is that Phoenix time, when we talk about Reconstruction, that's as far as Atlanta, you know, Sherman, he marched from Atlanta to Savannah. That was like the last thing, and so they got that Phoenix because he burnt this thing down. And so now it's rising back up, and everybody got a little opportunity to get a piece of the pie if you know the right folk to talk to. You know, but so yeah, I passed the mic to, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, let's keep the conversation. I mean, it's a podcast.
Well, I'm originally from Alabama, and my folks moved up here with the hopes of having a better life, providing a better life. Auburn. So I'm from Auburn, Alabama, and I'm talking about dirt roads and farmhouses, outhouses. I mean, I seen that where it was majority white, you know, population. Very racist around that part of the community, but I'm still grateful. I'm always grateful, and I always get praise to my grandmother for never allowing that to be a part of our household. Like, she wouldn't even let you say the N word. Like, she believed in treating people the way you want to be treated, and great things that happen for you. So probably why I do some of the stuff I do. I really took a lot after her. But my mother moved up here because my mother wanted a better life for herself. And you know, when you move from Alabama to, and I came in that era where, you know, you couldn't say Decatur or Lithonia or Stone Mountain. You know, nowhere else you had to say I'm from Atlanta. And that's the only way people even, you couldn't say DeKalb County, like none of that. Cobb County, people don't even understand. Like, there was a time when you couldn't say that because nobody knew what you was talking about. You had to say you from Atlanta.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's real.
One thing I always, I guess as I've gotten older now, I wish we would embrace our HBCUs more, because we always. Yeah, we always looked at, a lot of us probably didn't really want to go there. We wanted to go to Georgia Tech or Georgia or something like that. We didn't understand the power of being at the HBCU the way we are now. We see the power that can be there. The only problem I've always had with Atlanta is that we can never keep our own culture.
Yeah.
There's a time when we wanted to embrace Cali. We wanted to embrace up north. New Orleans, like we was always embracing somebody else's culture. And to me, that's where I think Atlanta has the biggest problem. But it's a lovely place because a lot of people are moving here, and now with that comes higher rent. So we're moving to a new California, we're moving into a new New York because I'm just shocked that the whole movie industry moved here. Like that was amazing to me. So that still let me know the attraction of Atlanta. Like it attracts the best, except a successful championship basketball or football team. Can't see them track that yet, but we're getting close though. We're getting close. Braves won, but yeah, that's all we got though.
Atlanta United. We got Atlanta United.
We won it first. They won first.
Don't sleep. We got
Yeah. After Alabama spanked them. Atlanta is beautiful, man. I don't care what nobody say. It is. I love it. I'm never moving out of Atlanta. I may not move out of Decatur, right? I'm just trying to find, you know what I'm saying? Because I still stay in Decatur. I still stay in the hood of it. You know what I'm saying? I love it. It's peaceful in my little neighborhood. And I cross my gate, boy, they buck wild over there. But it's quiet in my neighborhood, and I love it though. You know what I'm saying? But Atlanta's rich in culture. And when I'm saying the sense of there's a lot of history here, and it's history that a lot of us don't even know about. And I wish, as your history teacher, like, we definitely need to more enlighten our young people and us in general about the rich culture outside of being infiltrated by other cultures. There's a lot here, and I think people can embrace that and people can appreciate that. And I think if we go back to that, then we can appreciate much more that's here now. You know what I'm saying? So Atlanta's beautiful, man. I just wish we can I wish we can calm this negative energy down because they're gonna mess up what we're trying to strive to get. You know what I'm saying? So. I'm gonna just leave it right there, fellas. I know I get into my my whole community thing.
That's what we here for.
Wait.
Let me just add to that. A fight for life and uppercuts in this boxing situation. That's what we want to do. We want to bring the Atlanta culture to not get lost. And so with this, we call this unique because we say it's a first of its kind with boxing and barbering. And we didn't initially plan it to be united as it has grown into initially. It was just two brothers that was ambitious about what they were doing individually, but had already collabed together mentally and spiritually and physically with just working out. And when that came about, because I've been knowing Ali for a minute, and this wasn't even on in sight. Not for me. This wasn't even in my sight. So when the brother, he was already a boots on the ground soldier already with the nation. So he was already, community activated. I was cutting hair, came through the challenge of cutting hair and started thinking it's bigger than a haircut at some point. I was like, man, you know what? And I did a tour around the city with this guy named Tall Boy. Shout out to Tall Boy, man. Tall Boy took me and another barber and let us shadow him on career day in Atlanta public schools. And he would always get the worst kids, right? He always picked the worst. I was like, man, come on, man. But yeah, so we get but they loved us. They loved us. Tall Boy, man, he had a whole unique story. Then two barbers coming in, I'm coming from being incarcerated. The other barber was coming from a small town. And so we used that. And then I started saying then, and that's been like 10, 15 years ago. And this, like I said, wasn't even in the view. So for this to happen now, and to be a part of trying to do community stuff back then, I was like, it started to come full circle at some point, Then we started rapping. We started back connecting, me and you. Started to meet everybody that's, a part of something that's trying to make something different, trying to make something grow. And I started, man, what's my purpose, I know it's bigger than a haircut. So, so me and the brother put this together. I'm like, man, we got a straight hook in the community, man. We, you know what I'm saying? We really got a real bait move that we can be like, okay, we can put this out here, and then we can let the people look at it, and they can judge it for what they want. Because either you want it or you don't. But it's bigger than boxing. It's bigger than haircuts because we give our energy, we give our power just by coming in the door. Some people don't come here some people come in here just to get themselves together. So then it can help you go outside and channel your stuff in your community, not necessarily where you live, in the community where you work. Because influence comes from everywhere. Somebody be at work, you influencing them with your community activist lifestyle, boom, there you go. You got another soldier on your team. So Yeah, take off, man. I was just trying to put that out there where me and the brother came from.
Yeah. I've been having these kinds of conversations with GA since 2017. Every time we get in the chair, we're trying to solve a problem here in Atlanta, here in the world. And I think that's the thing that I'm most excited about with regard to Atlanta. It's what, I can't say it's what brought me here, but it's what kept me here. The fact that you can create the world you want to live in here in Atlanta. I think we're talking about loosely, generally solutions. And I like the idea of talking about solutions, but solutions roots us in trying to fix a world that is broken. And I think what's really powerful about Atlanta is I think this is a place where we can dream up the new world that we want to live in and start building the systems and the bridges in order to get to that world. I am a black cellist, a black looping, classical and jazz informed, kind of inspired cellist that tells stories. It does not sound like a good business model. It is not necessarily anything that is common. And somehow, some way, not only have I found a way to be that person here in Atlanta, but I'm finding an opportunity to kind of share that phenomenon with the world. And it's because I believe that things that seem improbable in Atlanta are not only probable, but sometimes commonplace. And I think if there's anything I would like to export from Atlanta to the rest of the world, it's this belief that things are possible, that you can change yourself, you can change your family, you can change your community, and that you can make the world that you want to live in. I'm from Washington, D.C., so another city with a strong black middle class, and people do well in Washington, D.C., but I don't know that I feel that. And when I have people come to visit, all of a sudden it just feels different. They get infected. My what is it? I guess he's kind of a nephew, is in South Carolina, and we all kind of met each other last Thanksgiving. And my dad is here, and he came to visit my dad. He's a young guy, maybe in college. And, he just didn't have the greatest outlook on life in South Carolina. No shade to South Carolina. I know nothing about it. But he spent 5 days here in Atlanta, and he had all these ideas of businesses that he could start, all these ideas of things and people he could be. And he took that back to where he was. And as I understand it now, he's got a business that he started. He's kind of, I don't know, there's just something about hope, possibility, vision. I even want to talk about myth. Not so much myth that doesn't exist, but myth that gives birth to reality. I think all that is really powerful here in Atlanta. And
the brother said something to me about how we get the history, like the history that already been in place in these books and how we get it. The brothers was like, well, why don't we just go all the way back, right? And we rewrite that thing how it really, really, really supposed to transpire and transition, and what really happened in the gaps. Because there's a lot of gaps in history that me, myself, personally, during my incarceration, it wasn't much to do. You work out, you write a letter, you study. About all you had, if you ain't had, foolishness, but to be solid in there, you had to study. So when I was in there, I just grabbed information, and didn't know that this information was going to be useful sometime later. So now I'm grabbing information I'm learning stuff that, that you would never see, like in Revelations, not off channel, but in the book of Revelations, a lot of people don't read it because they think Revelation is the end, but the word Revelation is a reveal or something, right? Mm-hmm. And so then we think it's the end.
The book of secrets.
Right, and so in that same sense, though, I go to court for a charge, right? Mm-hmm. And in the book of Revelation, they show that it's a guy on a throne, right? Mm-hmm. And then it's 12 jurors over there, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, man, it's been in the book the whole time. Mm-hmm. The whole time. And maybe if I had seen that somewhere and know that it's a real judgment going on, the courtroom might have shouted me away, be like, I ain't going in there. They judging it now, not quarterly either. Yeah, not a quarterly either. So just saying that to say, all that tied in with just learning information, and that's what I kind of, when the brother really got me on this podcast, I really was like, podcast, you tripping, man. You gonna meet and talk. But the brother always said, man, you got something to say, man, just start. And so I was like, with the podcast, I was like, where I'm going with it. So then when I started trying to figure out who was all gonna be involved, what I was gonna do it by myself, I started thinking about community. Community. So now I'm like, okay, we got a cast of people that really care about what they do, who they are, where they going in the community. All right, so I thought that was a great idea. So here we are.
I want to say, man, like Atlanta's so rich in opportunity, right? Yeah. When I used to do the Scared Straight program down in Fulton County, you know, y'all used to see probably Beyond Scared Straight. So I caught it right. I started doing it right after they went off TV. So I did it for like 5 years. But we used to be at the top of the courthouse. I wish. The world is changed by the moment right now. But you know, there's other resources. It's crazy. I just started my podcast today. So as he was telling me, he was like, "Yo, I want you to come mine too." I was like, "You know, I'm yeah, I just want as long as because he know, man. For me, man, I do so much stuff free, man, because it's way more than money to me. Even though we need money to move. But I was saying I always take the kids to the top, and I let them look over City Atlanta. I'm like, man, what y'all see, man? And they're like, oh man, see this. I see the BN Stadium, man. I see the building. I said, no, man, I don't see that. I said, I see opportunity, man. Because when I stood on my porch in Alabama, I didn't see nothing but poverty, right? So Atlanta has a unique, and that's probably any city that you go in. You can see opportunity. You go to downtown LA and you can probably see opportunity. You can probably go downtown Oakland and see opportunity. I hope in the midst of us seeing opportunity that we don't forget about the people that can't see past their doorstep, because that's what I'm seeing Atlanta go to. That's why you see the gentrification going on. Why in the midst of us dreaming and building, there's other leeches and things that are sucking away, right? And they're going to make it very impossible for other people to dream. We always fight over the wrong things, and we're going to miss out on. As you're talking about a community, like I don't know if I'll ever get on a platform and not talk about. I can talk about the good part of it, but I'm also like, don't forget, like on Bankhead, they're sucking up these houses and then turn around and selling them for like crazy numbers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we're getting to that point.
Actually, we have. They just announced not too long ago Georgia's one of the most expensive places to live because the prices of houses have increased and the raises have not increased to balance it.
But every time you get a raise, they're only going to raise rent. So even if you're making $20 an hour, because 10 years ago you've been making $20 an hour, you've been balling. Yeah, but as they,
but now,
as people, so we do need to get more into ownership, but not in ownership to the place of, you know, you can't forget, you know, at one time you didn't have ownership, right? And so I want to make it. That's why we got to leave legacies now. Like, you know, we have to buy and be able to leave something to, you know, your sons. You know, I love when I see the stories of mothers buying their kids land, housing. I think last I just seen a lady, she bought her son 3 properties. Gave him on 2 properties, she gave him $10,000 to fix it up. The third one, she said, "No, I'm not gonna fix it up for you. You're gonna fix it up." Right? So she showed him how to fix up. So she's showing him how to take ownership. See, we can get caught up in the glamour of Atlanta and forget about what our purpose is truly for. Like, you know, y'all do music. Like, it's so many young people that can be enriched by just having a natural ability to do good music, to love music. I talked to DJ Smurf one time. I said, "Would you ready to teach some of my kids about me?" He said, "No. Because if you don't love music, if you're in it for the money, then you're in it for the wrong reason." Yeah. So you have to love the music. So I would love to see, you know, like each one of you use your powers. You know, you know, we got to be like the Avengers. You know what I'm saying? We got to use our powers, right? Yeah. Yes.
My music is my brand. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not mad to say or upset to say that my music is not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? I would like for it to be for everybody, but at the end of the day, it may not be. But I understand my brand. So I'm not going to be up there talking about sex. I don't talk about, you know, the outside world and anything. Like, and I say the outside world, that's what we see. You know what I'm saying? And not down in other artists, that's what they love to do. But I know I am a single mother to a 5-year-old. So, you know.
One second. Hey,
and I want to say something too. But go ahead and
shout out. I do too. I want to give a shout out to my man. This is my man, DJ Dirty, man. Y'all check my man out. He do that real music in the city, man. He do it all the popping clubs, man. Y'all make sure you check him out.
I want to say to all of y'all, right? My name is DJ Dirty. I'm a DJ. I was not from Atlanta, but I've been in Atlanta since '93. Y'all done all said some shit in here that really done inspired me, and I hope people listen to y'all. Because as a DJ, not just the community, the DJ community, but the community. Y'all make me like, damn, what can I do to make kids get off, get their mindset? Because my mind was set in the 7th grade when I first touched the turntable. And I haven't looked back since.
Right.
I came to Atlanta, I'm in Atlanta, I said I want to be a DJ. Nothing else, I want to be a DJ. I stuck to that. My friends who went with me, like one of y'all said, you got to get around like-minded people. I got around like-minded people. I cut anybody else off. Yeah. And today, I'm on my way to a show. He just got me ready for my show. I'm about to go to Charlotte. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
I'm just saying, like, y'all got some real shit going on. And I appreciate that. I need your card. My daughter need help with music.
I get all that.
So, I'm going to get your information.
Network podcast.
I hope y'all keep this going, man.
Shout out to
And I hope
IG
people
while you're
listen.
right here.
Yeah, man. Shout out to
My
man,
DJ Dirty, man. DJ Dirty _.
All right.
Yeah, but I just want y'all to know y'all really had me thinking over there in that chair. Straight up.
Right here?
That's what it's about.
Okay,
Yeah, I DJ for artists over there, Pee Wee Longway. I don't know if y'all know him, but
For sure, man.
that's
Yeah,
what I DJ for.
man.
Yeah. And I DJ at a lot of clubs. So.
What we have to remember is that being a visionary is active. So it kind of just piggybacks off of what everybody was saying. Like, it's not always enough to be able to come to a place and create, be able to come to a place and see where you can be. It's about how that can be a legacy, how that can be transpired over years and years to come. Because what a lot of people forget with this being a Phoenix city is all the things that have been put on top of it. You know what I mean? Like, and we can't continue to pile things on top and think that that's going to make a difference. We have to continue to study the history, like what you were saying, continue to share it. You know, knowledge has no power if it's not, if it's a secret, kept as a secret. People think that they're doing something, holding information from each other, especially within our poverty-stricken communities, our Black communities, our education communities. So it's all of that. It's like once you get that realized, because I'm from here, so I've been a part of the era where right when the transitioning started, I've been able to grow with the city. But I also see where you can get lost in it, where if you're not rooted. My family did buy land for me and my sisters and things like that. But that's just because they're really from the South and they know that Atlanta is just Atlanta. Once you step outside of Atlanta, you're still in Georgia. This is the heart of the South, but it's a heart in a different type of way. What you see in Atlanta in these zones, you go outside of the zones and it does not look like that in the rest of Georgia. So understanding that concept and understanding how powerful the energy of a small city like that can perpetuate and have everybody coming from everywhere feeling that experience. There's no water here. The people are the water. So we have to keep those things in mind when we're moving and networking and doing these things with each other, because the vision part is just to get our attention. It's not where it stops.
I'm glad we don't got to be good.
I mean, what? If the water, it would be crazy. No one would ever leave.
But we got a beach like that. Oh, it would be ridiculous down here.
Yeah.
Man, it'll be crazy, man. I would love it.
Right.
Yeah.
Me too.
Go do that. Go do that.
When you got a beach in Atlanta,
That'll be crazy.
Right now,
but rooftop already.
Man, what? Tropical weather, you feel like it?
That's gonna be crazy if they approve for the gambling come here.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Wow.
But don't you already see it though? In the gas stations. I mean, almost every gas station has
when they
slot
bring that,
machines.
we bring that type of stuff, we bring another type of entity.
Yes, it's another spirit.
So we got no spirits.
We don't need please no more.
Another aspect that really made Atlanta was the churches, as we talking about on the spiritual tip. Because like you mentioned with Dr. King, you know what I'm saying? I was listening back to his speech, for his birthday. Man, this brother was so intelligent. Yeah. I had to keep a dictionary. But what did you just say?
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Coming up in Atlanta, Booker T. Washington High School, Morehouse College.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? But now when we look at Booker T. Washington and we look at MLK Drive, what do we see?
Yeah.
Oh man.
We don't need people. There's no maintenance.
Yeah, they try to make it like it's a ruin when
Yeah.
it's really
they are
when it's
cleaning
really
up,
high
though.
spirit. Yeah, it's
But
pretty-
It's gentrified.
Here's the catch though.
We don't own that.
That's why I hate when they say like King was awake from the woke. He just comes to educate and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh
So
man.
understanding what was going on.
Yeah.
So it ain't the fact that he just also woke up one day. No, that man educated himself. Like I said, he had a college degree. What was it? College degree?
Well,
He went to Morehouse at 16.
Yeah.
He was done Morehouse.
Graduated.
Yeah.
Like, he was dumb. He had like 2 major masters, like or something.
Before he was 21.
Yeah, he was crazy, but he believed in educating himself. And that's what I think what we have to stay in Atlanta is constantly educate ourselves.
Yeah.
Because we get so tired of chasing the bag.
Yeah.
That we forget our purpose.
You can't sign your name.
We turn into a bad example for the youth.
Yeah.
We turn back to the whole community.
For ourselves too.
You turn to a bad
Distraction.
example in that aspect. You turn to a bad example, yeah.
To everybody becomes a bad example.
Yeah.
Because everybody's thirsty now.
Making that money the most
Yeah.
important thing.
And you have to be seen.
You get a single person who wants to live in a 6-bedroom mansion.
Right.
Yeah. One person, yeah.
Yeah, like, and let's get back.
Anymore.
Yeah, and
Right.
let's get
It's
back
just
to
for them.
you know we're the biggest consumers. We're the biggest consumers in the world, so we have to educate ourselves a little bit more on how do we keep Atlanta rich, not just in structure.
Yeah.
Not because you become a millionaire, but how do we keep it rich in understanding our purpose here and making sure that we leave a legacy for our young people to have a sense of value, because suicide rate is up, right? And they ain't got nothing to do with no money.
Yeah.
Drugs is up, right? I mean, drug addiction is up. Youth violence is up. Domestic violence is up. Now, do y'all know like one of the highest domestic violence, right?
Yeah.
The same sex.
Yes.
Wow.
It's like the highest
It is
domestic
high.
violence. Yeah, I think girl on girl is like the highest, right?
It is.
But
They call
just
it
in
that.
general though, domestic violence up on every level though,
Please, they call
right?
it.
I think the pandemic even initiated that a little bit more. You realize you can't live with a person 24 hours a day. You can stay with them 8, but I'm gonna work 8 and I'm gonna hang out probably 8. But
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that we
We're
don't
not
get.
educating each other on how to treat each other. We're just teaching each other, oh, maybe this is an easier option, or
Yeah.
maybe you can get away with more in this situation, or maybe if I try it the same shit over here, it'll.
But look at the
be different.
entertainment that we're getting.
Right.
And I'm talking about from every aspect, not just for my kids.
solutions. Yeah.
Some of these reality shows, I hate.
It's just violence.
Because
Perpetuates violence.
Yeah, it does, and it's destroying our community from the inside. Like, what else things Bobby said, you know, it look good on the outside, the inside is full of dead man bones, right? So Atlanta begins to look good on the outside, and we can start energizing ourselves about, man, I got a house, I got a car. But down inside, man, like we become real corrupt, nasty people, man. And in the midst of that, you got these major corporations coming up buying up everything, right? Making it impossible for a lot of us to really make it. It's going to come to a point where your kids may not make it.
But then again, you have to ask yourself how many black billionaires are here and they're not buying stuff.
Billionaires?
Oh yeah, there's some here.
I don't think we have a black billionaire. We got some millionaires. We got a black billionaire here?
Oh yeah, my mom service a lot of them.
A black billionaire?
Oh yeah.
We got a black billionaire in Georgia? I thought it was 4. I looked at some of them, they said 4.
What I look at it is, but I hear what you're saying. I agree, but it's a lot of black money here,
Oh,
and they're not
It's being
utilizing
circulated,
it
but it's
here.
not.
They just
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
It's
They're, you know, like if you look at it right now,
Oh, that's millionaire.
But it's not being right.
But it's not being utilized. You see him just on IG. Look
Right.
at my car. I'm finna go on this trip. You want to be
Because
like
they
me?
do
Let's
spend
go.
here.
But then you see, like you go
Yeah.
down
A lot of that.
Bankhead, it's several abandos. So why
No
hasn't
sidewalks.
anybody came and just bought
Well,
up?
Yeah.
And
Also,
so
that's
other
not
people
what
from
I'm
other states like California, New York, Chicago, of course they're going to buy it up by the Dre loads,
Right.
because $1 million is going to get you a soapbox in California. Come here, $1 million is going to get you, you know, a mini mansion already. So you're like, okay, these people, and they probably looking at it like, oh, these people not buying it.
Right.
Oh, well then let me get all of this, because while we're living, but you know, it goes 50-50.
But you also have to look at it like the people who are coming here with these tools and resources and money to actively do certain things here because they know what they can do here. Whereas the people who are already here are one, only using what they have, which is being taken and stripped from them, you know, and then they're in the midst of figuring out their plan. And I'm talking about myself because I'm from here. I'm in the midst of figuring out my plan whilst I watch things being bought up, whilst I watch things being changed. And so you have to, if you don't know the people who are influencing stuff, if we're not keeping our communities tight, then it does run out for people like me and people who, you know, I want to have kids. I would love to raise my kids here in Atlanta and Georgia. But if I can't figure out how, by the time I can have them, if there's anything that I can give them, or if there's anything left to give them, you know, then I'm gonna be you going to another state trying to figure it out there. So it's like we're playing catch up while everybody else, because we give a lot of our shit away here.
Like, we give everything away.
People
Yeah.
They are.
Houston,
Yeah.
and like North Carolina.
Yeah, they're moving. A lot of
Yeah.
people moving down from this.
So yeah, I feel what you're saying, but it's like, man, once we realize what we can do or what's going on, then it's a new street, it's a new house on the street, it's a new building there, and then you got to have $1 million to compete. Whereas maybe 10 years ago you could have had 100,000.
I mean, it was.
I'm going to have to leave in a couple minutes, but I love kind of what we're talking about, because I think in some ways we're celebrating Atlanta. We're talking about how amazing Atlanta is, and we're also frustrated in the ways that it's changing, you know? And I think probably the instinct is to try and preserve what's valuable and beautiful about the city. But I also I'm a little worried about instincts to preserve, right? Because I think instincts to preserve generally calcify. They make things old or dead, or they don't grow. And so I think what's in the character of the city, this whole phoenix rising from the ashes, is this constantly creating the new Atlanta. And I think in constantly creating the new Atlanta, that is a space for all of us. We have to lean into being part of the change rather than trying to resist the change. And I think that's all of what you're talking about: buying up our neighborhoods, creating opportunities and businesses for our communities. And continuing to kind of have that spirit of breathing into reality what should be, rather than either just being comfortable or complacent with what is, or in some of our situations, celebrating what is, right? So I just want to say thank you, GA, for kind of getting this group together. I'm sad that I have to leave right now, but y'all should definitely keep the conversation popping. Yeah, yeah, and boxed in. I feel like there's another word that goes with boxed in, like boxed in, blown up, or something like that. I don't know, something something cool like that. But it's been a pleasure talking with all of y'all, and yeah, man, we're gonna keep it going.
Hey, listen, this is what boxed in is about, right? This is what it's about. The brother came to me and said, "Let's do a podcast." Today, I call this the community. So today we say this is boxed in. And then y'all met the community today, for real. And I appreciate everybody that came out and wanted to be a part of this. Shout out to everybody. I'm gonna make sure I tag everybody in on the movement. My man Cello, y'all already know. It's my road dog. I appreciate everybody that came out and was a part. Everybody that's viewing it. Hey man, make sure y'all tune in. We're gonna continue to try to keep this thing going. Matter of fact, we're gonna keep it going. Boxing is here. We're making this the voice for the community. I'm GA. We love y'all. Peace.